Okay, wait a freak. Alright, we're starting off strong, aren't we? Okay, hold on. Can y'all see? Can y'all see the game? Here, hold on. Was he doing something? Wait a minute. He was totally like gaming or something, and because I left him alone or something. Goodness. Alright. Sucker. Let's clean you up. Doug. He died last time. While idling, your pet will get rewards automatically. Choose an area to focus. Cool. He died, but he came back to life. We need something for your health, son. Doug is evolving. Doug is full of love. Trouble! Little guy. Can I throw you against the wall? Fine. That's better. That's good. I like that. You singing? You was singing, little guy? You like singing? Alright, hold on, I wanna rearrange my room. What? What? Why do I have 98? I believe in aliens posters. No, my other posters are gone! Oh no, I need a higher stat. I'll just put a bunch of these on. Doug, I want you to bounce perfectly. Yeah. Okay. Level 99. Okay. Okay. What can we do in the... Let's see. He's pretty high. So, let's do our cutest impression of the cutest creature on Earth. It'll be easy because he is. Okay. Gonna be a perfect score in cute. Ooh. So good. Oh my goodness. I've never seen this windscreen before. My little guy on a pedestal. Let's go to the arena. I play to win! Let's go. Oh my goodness, everything's been revamped. Everything's different now. Because I leveled him up. This is crazy, bro. I'm so happy. We have to do another round? Hello, Haley B. Oh, you're gonna get demolished. Goodbye. Game is awesome. Get him! Get him! Next round. Not cool, guy! I believe in you, Doug. No mercy. Another round? Killer? He has a gun and a knife? I think I outstat him and everything though. Come on, bro. Step up. Whatever character that is, I really want that character. That's a cool character. Dude, he's at 5 health. It's so clean. It's so free, bro. Get him. Did I win? Yeah. Plus 15 love. I don't even think he has that much. My baby is faster than yours. Wait, someone's in front of me! What? No one's in front of me. Oh. Oh, they are in front of me. Kill it! Kill it! My baby, no! That was not a thumbs up. That was me scratching my face. This is not good. I'm not thumbs upping this. That's more accurate. You can win! What stats do you have? You need better running. What do I do? I just got this game and I don't know what's happening. Like, what do I do? Are you stupid? Have you never played a pet game before? It's kinda obvious. Maybe they haven't. That's totally okay. No rules, just have fun and be yourself. I'm making guides just for this purpose. To start, I'll advise you to get familiar with the home icon screens to keep your pet stats from reaching 0. You can pet them, clean them, or feed them. Oh my god, this is taking so long, I'm bored. Next, you should try to train your pet's stats on the training screen. This earns you money and affects your ability to win contests in Contest City. Okay, I get it now. No more, thanks. Baby, 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 baby is for running stats, right? Agility. There's more games, chat. Oh, I'm so happy. Except for power. Okay. 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 Tic-Tac Joe? Drum card? Oh my gosh, it's blackjack. Okay, we're going to You left, you lose. Hold on.
Yes, hello. I was wondering if you could play that song again.
Which one, man?
The one that goes beep boop bop, beep bop, beep beep boop bop, boop beep boop bop, beep bop, beep bop boop bop, beep beep boop bop, beep bop, beep beep boop bop.
Dang it.
Beep boop bop, beep bop, beep bop boop.
Ah!
Beep boop bop, beep bop, beep beep boop bop, boop beep boop bop, beep bop, beep bop boop bop, beep beep boop bop, beep bop, beep beep boop bop, boop beep boop bop, beep bop, beep bop boop bop, beep 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 beep.
Oh my goodness. Drub, we're really in it now.
No, man. You're
I got talent up though. Nice.
What is this? Coordinates for a bomb.
I have a feeling it's too quiet. Hit me again. Oh my gosh, I win!
Well, gentlemen, has anybody ordered the crispy dip?
How does it feel to be in the Outback Steakhouse, you filthy earthen?
Oh no, I have lost.
I poisoned their water supply. Now everyone dead. Whoops.
Why is he playing again? Bro. Hit me one more time. Oh, come on, Brittany. You can't do me like this. And again, if I laugh during any of these, I will quit the game. Or I will try to lose the round.
Don't touch me, harlot!
Can you guys like stop having relationship issues while I'm on the phone with my dentist?
Play the next video, come on. I believe in you. Oh no. I can't see anything. It says the video is called Pikmin Women's Rights. I'm very concerned. Emmy? Why aren't the videos loading in today? Ah! I want a deck with these cards in it. Am I still on the air? That was a good round. I've gotten the max. Do tic-tac-toe now. Except why? Okay, we can finally see this meme and see if it's funny. Like, my stream's good, right? Nothing bad happening with the stream. That is really funny, I have to admit. This is madness. This game is nuts. What exactly is this game? I actually quite like this. Okay, are we playing the next?
Don't worry, SpongeBob. Whatever's rummaging through your cupboard, we'll find it.
A few moments later.
Oh, sweet free cheese.
It almost got me.
Check it out, I'm in the house like carpet. And if there's too many heads in my blunt, I won't spark it out, put it in my pocket and save it like rocket fuel. Till everybody's gone and it's cool, then I spark it up with my brother. His mama named him Moan, but I call him Moan Lover, and he's more than a cover, he's a quill.
Is that microwaving a peep?
Help, the human's about to escape.
Get your paws off me, you dirty ape!
He can talk.
He can talk, 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 he can talk.
I can sing!
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Oh, Dr. Zayas.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
What's wrong with me?
I think you're crazy.
On a second opinion!
You're all so lazy.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Oh, Dr. Zayas.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
Can I play the piano anymore?
Of course you can.
Well, I couldn't before.
This play has everything.
Oh, I love legitimate theater.
I hate every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. No, you'll never make a monkey out of me. Oh my God, I was wrong. It was Earth all along. You finally made a monkey.
Yes, we finally made a monkey.
Yes, you finally made a monkey out of me.
Oh my gosh, that's too loud.
I love you, Dr. Zayas.
Bro. I am so sorry. Did I just lose? I wasn't freaking paying attention. Alright, hold on.
The lines of bingle bongle, dingle dangle, yickety doo, yickety da,
Ping pong, lippy tappy too-ta. Good job!
And you don't seem to understand.
Hopefully I don't get copyright claimed for this.
How long do your highs normally last?
4.
No one's calling me.
That was really funny, but I did not laugh. Whoa, I got it completely clean. Clip that.
Of course. What a master! My soul into this bowl.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to eat here. Order up.
So it's just a...
Barely 2 words in, and you already look like you want me dead. You're getting all worked up over nothing. You changed. You're getting weak.
Chad, is it bad that I'm attracted to a piece of paper? Almost left at that one. What's the point? What's the point?
Complaciendo para todos los bailadores con esta rola que dice.
Okay, that's kind of a miracle.
We drank the blood of some people, but the people want drugs. And now,
I'm a wizard.
So we got Count Chocula. Let me just get a bowl and get this meal ready.
It's Scorpy. I already know I'm going to lose.
What's that?
Okay, I lost that minigame because I laughed. That is nuts. You're a bad player. Let me check on my baby, make sure he hasn't died yet.
Huggy Wuggy Chic, Skilly Blue, Jungle Sauce, Ben Ben, Nan Nap, I forgot his name, the Frog Dude, and, yeah. Flosaline, Ben Melina, Steam the Flame, Pillabode, and Awesome Huggy Wuggy. This is me, but like I don't want to use it. And Blue, and, Kissy Missy, Kilby Billy, Choo Choo Tarbles, like Boxy Boo, but like not evil, and we have evil Boxy Boo. Yeah, Squid Game Huggy Wuggy, yeah, Baby Huggy Wuggy,
Fine drug.
Blue, and Freddy Bad Uncle.
Easiest Donkey Kong I've ever played.
We have, Happy Huggy Wuggy.
Oh my gosh, guys, I think they updated the UI when I wasn't looking. Like, there was an update.
We have, Nobody Kills Huggy Wuggy.
Hello everyone, nice to see you all here. So, first off, my name is Reverb 1.0, and I was replaced after my animator redesigned me.
Hi, my name is Garble, and my animator could never figure out how to map my textures.
Hello, I'm unnamed Model 153, and my animator couldn't find out how to pair my armatures.
What about you? You look fine. No. Just, stop moving. Stop moving.
I wonder when Frank is gonna get here.
Oh, who's Frank? Also, is it just me, or is the frame rate dropping?
Once told me the war never changes.
I've had word from a settlement that needs help.
Quest? I'm already on a quest.
I'll mark it on your map.
If she's here, Elder Maxon's here.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
We're granting you a suit of power armor to protect you on the field of battle.
That's actually a very nice leotard.
Wear it with pride.
Do they come in men's sizes? You're gonna be a father.
I am father.
What?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Another settlement has sent word that they need our help.
For 5 minutes. Could you not be yourself? For 5 minutes! You've had a lot of time to plan this, haven't you?
Super mutants not make plans.
Don't worry. We can count on the Minutemen.
That's true. I'm doomed.
The Commonwealth will never survive without the Institute.
That's why people love you. Even on your deathbed, you're still making jokes.
So we just killed everyone?
Oh, come on. It's just a joke. Still.
Oh no. Can you guys believe I can watch the memes and play the game at the same time, and it doesn't slow me down at all? Where is that sucker? Where's that sucker? Drop!
Swear to God, blue.
I swear to God, blue. Where's the sucker?
You know you talk about it every day. You know this is child's play. Your papa has learned told you go join in on the herd. You know this show's for younger crowds. How can you say you're proud? A fake brony think everything in here is pink. You spent your precious time. Now you're walking a fine line and then you have the nerve to ask me to observe these girly things. You open your mouth and sing. Ponies are just for girls with this tail coat. Do not be afraid.
I was right there, son. Right there. I'm at max now. They got UI updates in this now.
If I were a
All day long. I can't go that low, son.
Man, wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, digga-digga-deedle-diddle man.
Oh, I left.
Oh, I'm a guy. Thank you, forever.
Want to talk about some dedication?
The reticle automatically locks onto the nearest target.
Please, just look inside yourself.
You know it too. There's only room for one of us in this pizza tower.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
Oh, beans! I need a better way to earn power. Hold on.
You're so talkative today. He's mad about something.
Angry video game.
Are you genuinely holding a grudge about earlier? Like, for details, I was wearing something that he didn't like. If you wear foreign objects... If you wear foreign objects...
Come back when you're a little richer.
Got one word out.
Windows 4 guys.
Oh, I want that guitar, son.
Hello?
You never know.
Run!
This is funny part.
Run!
Wow, this is awesome.
Do you have any My Hero Academia?
The game is changing in front of our eyes. What? You can just put beauty items on... How do I do that? Come on, give me more. Give me more! Does anyone get the arrow? That's such a cool piece of item. It's such a cool... What the heck am I saying? Another cool thing! Come on, I'm gonna waste my money. Come on, let's go. Let's go gambling! The worst that can happen is that I get the frickin' That's sick. That's sick. The worst thing that could happen is I could get the stink bomb. I got cigarettes. Never gonna use those. I'm gonna keep pulling until I get the stink bomb because that would be funnier. Beauty sleep? Those are cosmetics that can be used in... I got a toilet now. I'm going to die. Give me another one, son. I got a mystery egg! I need a power disc. That's good. Oh my gosh, I love that.
You remember the difference between the toilet and the sofa, right? And remember how angry I got?
Hey everyone, it's time for another Top 10, and this week we're kicking it old school with a classic that is back, kid. Top 10 numbers from 1 through 10. Starting us off at number 10, it's number 7. At number 9, it's number 8. And at number 7, it's number 9. But look out, 7 at number 6, it's number 4. Quick recap, because number 9 was number 8, which you'll need to know the context for this next number because it's number 5 for number 4. And at number 4, it's number 2, but number 3 this week is also number 5. That's right, folks, there are 2 number 5s at number 6 and number 3. In your face, number 3, you didn't even make the top 10. And at number 2, it's number 1. So close, one, but there can only be one number 1. And that one number at number 1 is number 5. You number 1 and 3, your numbers are garbage.
Yoshi in a barrel, dude.
One name does seem a bit difficult.
Not even sure where to put this. So, I got a mystery egg from the Gotcha machine. And it hatched, but something weird came out? It's not like any of the other pets. It moves weird, and it has, like, really, really awful stats. I think the game is bugged. Lol. That's strange. I'm pretty sure I got all the pets and never got one that like that. That sounds really scary. You may need to provide more information. I have my own theories, but yeah, they can't just say that and then leave. Where'd they go? Download free games, movies, pets, food, furniture. They got hacked! They got hacked! This free website is so cool. No, little German boy, don't go onto the website! Pet flavors? I don't know, it's weird, but what do you guys think the pets would taste like? Like flavors and stuff. Sorry if this is a weird question. According to my research, yes, I believe this pet specimen drub would have a smooth texture, tasting of frozen and sour berries. I actually like the way I looked when I drank that time. Really? I always imagined drub would taste like those little blue ice cream balls things at the mall. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, nobody knows what you just said. Drub would taste like nothing because he's a pet and not food. Okay, can we talk about a pet other than Drub? Drubble would taste the same as Drub. I'm making my own thread on this. Drub will be banned. Pet flavors too. Awesome question, right? I think our Arua would taste like warm cookies. No, Drub mentions allowed. If you mention Drub, I will get you banned. The pet Abe tastes like blood explosion. Ooh, like those fruit snacks. The cloudy pets would taste like sweet cotton candy. I agree. That's the same person. I always thought Joby would taste like those chalky candies. Why are we eating them? Hey, baby. Nice. That's the best one so far today on the stream. How much? We need more power. We need more power! Oh no.
Yeah, gets a happy birthday. Let's see if Havoc can bring this back.
It almost has 5 meters. This is actually terrifying. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday. That's not gonna kill, but that's... I didn't think that would kill.
I've never cackled that fucking hard in my life.
Sorry. I don't know why it's in Spanish, but that's the meme.
Somebody once told me the world never changes.
Oh, yeah, gets a happy birthday. Let's see if Havoc can bring this back.
It almost has 5 meters. This is actually terrifying. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday.
That bit at the end is really funny.
Like, I have this weird thing where I have to lick every controller that I see.
Donkey Kong!
Donkey Kong!
We can drop this on that.
Okay. Okay.
These two make a
If
strawberry.
you're feeling like it, I guess.
I'm not feeling the extra. But I'm feeling this right here.
Has anyone drawn these fruits making out with each other?
Damn. I think you're focused on the wrong thing right now.
Seriously, there's got to be art of like
Dan,
the two like minor melons. It's like
don't call them that.
No. I like the lesser melon.
Is what he meant to say. He meant to say lesser melons. Is what he meant.
My face hurts.
God.
Hot,
was
hot,
so
hot,
good.
hot.
It's not hot. It's cool. Say things like cool and nice. Say those things.
Daniel, you're on the chopping block tonight.
You are. Oh, I could do that.
Okay.
That helps. That helps. That helps. That helps. That's
Okay. I know when to shut up.
good. No, you don't.
That's your whole problem.
There's no point in having this on right now because I'm... Okay, it's not... I don't think anything bad will happen if I, like, laugh because I'm at max stats, so I'm just gonna...
Before you open up the dirty window, the sun illuminates words and you can find reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips.
And then that was playing in the background the whole time I was singing it. I laughed. But there's nothing I can do, so I'm gonna give you this stash.
Fox, Falco, Ice Climbers, Yoshi, Ness,
It's a me, Drub! Yahoo!
Ganondorf,
Kill him! Hopefully this doesn't get me copyright claim. There is a slight chance that it will. That's a really good Joby right there. Donkey, go. Get up. I smell cheese. Son oldie but a goodie.
Go on, go on. Go on. Go on.
I ain't never seen no muzzle on that, but it might be good though. My daddy know better. I'm about to get to him.
Squirt it all around, and then I'm gonna rub it smooth everywhere.
Mustard.
And what I'm
Come
doing
on,
is
man.
just
Now don't put no mustard on. You need to put a little seasoning on that thing.
And stick to it.
What? Man, come on now. Get that pep off there. Come on, somebody come get this, man. Come on now. Come on, get that pep off. That's just too much doggone pep. I don't really want to see this no more.
That's really all you
what
need
happened?
for a brisket.
God! Oh my God! Oh, why you putting all that pep on there? Take that off of there! Get that pep off!
Pizza's little town is where to go to get a bucket or a drink or a chicken. Are you jealous? Do you want some? Just go to Fast Sunbush and get a bucket because you will burn your house if you choose to chicken once it uses ember when it sleeps. It's the same thing as heard. Choose bucket. Tree belongs to the trees. Wait a minute, where is Pikachu? I'm crying. All I want is Pikachu.
John is a really sad
I think I'm gonna be sad. Go get him a Pikachu.
Melissa.
Damn, ain't no water, bro. What the hell's going on, bro? Bro, what are you doing? You're not the thinker.
I like that one.
Will Smith, Will Smith, Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, Smith, Will.
Le ficheux de la toilette.
Le fichier de la toilette. I like how the texture of the smoke on the cigar is it's splitting in and out. It makes it look like he's actively smoking. And
I found out the hard way the last time that I tried this.
I lost!
And I haven't seen this done with any other sodas before. And I just don't think it's going to be as crazy.
It's consequential enough to slip you into a trance. Do you like how I walk? Do you like how I talk? Do you like how my face might, I might get demonetized too. If I have a powerful job, he criticizes me for being egocentric. You practice your mannerisms into the wall. If this mirror were clearer, I'd be standing so tall. I saw you sober over on the side of the hill. I was observing the birds. I could live for the cue. I've been you, I know you, your facade is a scam. You know you're making me cry, this is the way that I am. I've been living a lie, metamorphical scheme. Detective undercover, brotherhood, objective obscene. Oh no, no, oh yeah.
The best Chicago-style pizza.
One's good.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
You can't outclick me, son.
This is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
It's from Chicago.
It's just sauce.
The cheese is under the sauce.
That's not enough cheese.
The cheese is under the sauce.
It's not enough. It's under the sauce.
I like that one. The music adds so much to this one. Gabriel, you're about to get beat. That's just a good meme. He said, shut up.
But there's this big war trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will, and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so...
I don't remember this one.
It's called a road, it's called a rainbow road. It is a road that you go. It's called a road, it's called a rainbow road. And you will know when you get there. It's called a road, it's called a rainbow road. It is a road that you go.
Drub is full. Doug is full of. Drub blue. Oh my dapper little man.
It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's got Princess Peach, Mario, and the Toad. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road
You just
we're all gonna
poked.
go. We'll go.
I'm trying to fling you.
It's Rainbow Road. It's where.
Okay, that's good enough for now.
When you die, it's Rainbow Road. I'll miss you again, Uncle. It's Rainbow Road. It's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road. I'll miss you again. On Rainbow Road. It's called a road, it's called a rainbow road. It is a road that you go.
Thank God. It appears Colombo hasn't figured out I like to eat poop. One more thing.
I'm done for today. Alright. We'll keep taking care of our baby. Probably tomorrow, actually. So, that's cool, right? What's the case builder? This one's cool. I'm gonna use this one for now. This is so fun, guys. Even though there's no mushrooms here. Badum-tish. Can I... Ugh. I'm so happy about this game. This game's awesome. I'm gonna keep playing the game for a while, I think. Sorry, I've just FNAF'd you. Anyway.